followed was to explain the contribution of human activity to the risk of droughts. 8-mark question. So again, an explain, it means you have to give reasons. You have to use connective like this, means that, as a result, furthermore. And in an 8-mark question, it's like a 6-mark question. You have to add an extra paragraph. It's nearly like if you're doing 3 marks plus 3 marks plus 3 marks. It's 8, not 9. It doesn't fully work, but it does answer it does meet the criteria to get 8 out of 8. So in this case here, the way I would have structured it is as follows. Paragraph 1, an example of human activity would be population growth. So there you can think of the Sahel, that has one of the highest birth rates in the world. An explanation of why population growth increases the risk of a drought and contributes to risk of a drought would be over abstraction of water for consumption agriculture. More people, more water being drunk, and more food being produced. More food being produced, more water being extracted. And that's the key thing. If the demand outstrips or is bigger than exceeds the supply in an already arid region of the world that is suffering from desertification, water stores will never be recharged fully. Therefore, you're going to be you're going to be in water deficit. Okay, that's paragraph number 1. Paragraph number 2, an example of human activity that increases droughts is deforestation. Spelled correctly this time around. Less interception. Gosh, my spelling today is struggling. Less interception will lead to less evapotranspiration and less precipitation. Okay, less water is caught by the leaves. A lot of the rain within the Amazon rainforest, in Brazil was the example here, is actually caused by evapotranspiration. So it's basically trees producing their own rain because so much water is trapped and intercepted in those trees. Okay, that would be first explanation. Second explanation: there's less vegetation and soil moisture storage because there's less less trees binding the soil together and absorbing moisture. The soil erodes, it dries out, less moisture is held in the area, therefore leading to a higher chance of drought. Okay, paragraph number 2. Paragraph number 3, you can talk about climate change, talk about the River Nile, and talk about a fact that actually as temperatures increase, more water will evaporate. In the case of the Nile, over half of the water in the Nile actually evaporates in some parts of it because it's so hot. Warmer climate will increase evapotranspiration and desertification, reduce the amount of water flowing in the river, and therefore increase the risk of drought in an already arid region. Okay, that'd be your 3 paragraphs, a perfect way of getting 8 full marks. So, then another fact here worth keeping, you could talk about and keeping in mind is the fact you could talk about overgrazing, you talk about Western lifestyles, you can talk about the use of dams, for instance. But on the whole, those 3 paragraphs I got there are probably some I'd stick with. Okay.